you that practicing more, like 6 or 8 hours a day, might actually be slowing you down or even making you play worse. I've seen it happen, I've lived it, and if you stick around, I'll show you exactly how to avoid that trap that is holding musicians back, even the talented ones. When I was younger, I used to think more practice equals more progress. Yeah, that makes actually sense, right? But then I started to notice something strange. Some days I've been practicing for 6 hours, but by the end, I wasn't sounding any better. Actually, I was sounding worse. Tense, sloppy, my brain was fried. And in the meantime, someone else was practicing only for 2 hours or 3 hours and sounded way better than I did. And that is when I realized it's not about how much you practice. It's about how well you use it. We're living in a culture that is praising grind. No pain, no gain. However, yes, true, but music doesn't always work that way. Practicing for hours without any purpose leads to mindless repetition, fatigue, injuries. That's not discipline. That's damage. And what is the most common trap? Just playing the pieces through over and over again and just hoping that it will get better with time. But it doesn't. The 3 signs you're over practicing the wrong way. 1. Your brain checks out. You're repeating notes but not listening. Your brain is somewhere else. That's not practice, that's autopilot. 2. Your technique is getting worse, not better. If your intonation or sound starts failing apart after a few hours, that's a clear sign that your body needs a break. 3. You feel frustrated but you don't do anything to change. If you're practicing the same way every day and not seeing results, well, perhaps it's time to change the method and not by adding just hours. So let me show you something. Here is a phrase that I was practicing endlessly, but it never improved until I changed this. slowed it down. I was breaking things into smaller bits. I was focusing on bow control, listening to the shape of each phrase, and then suddenly things they start to click. So what works better? Strategic, focused, intentional practice. So here's what I do instead of just 6 hours of mindless work. 1. Start with a goal. Just an example, like, I'm gonna work today on this particular shift and measure whatever. 2. Use short, high focus bursts, like 25 to 45 minutes of practice maximum with breaks. 3. Always listen back, either mentally or through recordings. Reflect and adapt, like what worked well, what didn't, what can I do to improve. And like this, you can make more progress in 2 hours of focused practice than 8 hours of zombie mode. If this is starting to resonate with you and you're ready to practice smarter, not just harder, please hit that subscribe button. I'm sharing everything what I have learned over the past 25 years in performing, teaching, and learning it the hard way. Also, let me know in the comment section, what was the longest you have ever practiced in a day? And did it help or hurt? I've seen many brilliant musicians burning out before the age of 30. Wrist injuries, tendonitis, emotional exhausted, all from pushing too hard without guidance. I even had a moment where I was practicing for 1 week straight, non-stop. And my hands and arms, they felt like wrong, numb, heavy. And I swear, for a moment, I thought I destroyed everything that I was building. So here's what I recommend if you want to grow faster without burning out. 1. Warm up smart. Start with targeted technique and not just scales. Put a priority on what you need most. 2. Tackle the hard stuff early. Do the brain or physically heavy work when your focus is sharp. And usually that is in the mornings. 3. Rotate practice types. Mix technical work, repertoire, and other things just to keep things fresh. 4. Log your sessions. Track what you practiced and what improved or what didn't. This builds awareness. The truth is, sometimes less is more. Not because that we're lazy, but because we're human. It took me a long time to realize the real progress doesn't actually come by pushing it harder. It comes from listening harder to the music, to your body, to your brain. The best musicians that I know don't just play well. They think well, they rest well. And most important, they practice with intention. If this video helped you shift your mindset, even if it's just a little, consider liking this video and subscribe. Because practicing smarter isn't just about saving time. It's about becoming the kind of musician who grows with clarity and joy. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.